Good afternoon. It's exactly 2 minutes past 12, and this is Baina Midday News coming to you live from our studios here at Atomic Junction, Medina Benab House. Coming up in today's headlines, rebranding of Ameri power plants, an attempt to hoodwink voters, says Edward G. Tamaklo. Also, 2 dead in clash between youth and Navy in Tema. And SNIT boss was not sacked due to misconduct. This is by the presidency. And my name is Kadia Kubra Kayla. And remember, this news is also live on Facebook and YouTube at Baina TV. Stay with us for details of the stories. Thank you for staying with us. Now, starting off with some health stories. Health officials in Ghana have attributed an increase in non-communicable diseases among young people to change in their lifestyles. The Vice President of Ghana Medical Association, Professor Ernest Yoke, explained that factors such as increased reliance on junk food, higher alcohol consumption, and reduced physical activities are major triggers for NCDs among the youth.
Professor York, in an interview, highlighted the risk factors and changes in lifestyle choices associated with these conditions. He observed that fewer people walk or engage in physical activities such as taking their children to school on foot. Instead, they opt for vehicle transportation for even short distances. Additionally, the type of diet has changed, with many Ghanaians consuming large quantities of carbohydrate-rich foods like and rice, which may contribute to rise in NCDs. He said, in practice, what they have seen is that for little things that places where people could walk to, now they use vehicles for that, and this contributes to the rise in NCDs. In response to growing concern, the national coordinator of the Ghana NCD Alliance, Labram Musa, emphasized the need for stakeholders to implement policies to curb the trend. He suggested that one effective method could be to review the country's tax structure and impose higher taxes on unhealthy commodities. He believes this would make such products more expensive, potentially discouraging their consumption and promoting healthier choices among the population. He said the buck stops with the country's heads of state, policymakers and decision makers from the Ministry of Finance, Ghana Health Service, EPA. They need to consciously see how best they can review Ghana's tax structure, because one of the most effective means of reducing the burden of people is taxing unhealthy commodities. He added that when the commodities become expensive, people will think twice about investing in them.
Away from that, on the evening of Friday, April 12, 2024, a clash between local youth and Navy personnel at Tema, Mahia in the Greater Accra region resulted in the loss of 2 lives. The incident occurred during this year's Klejo Festival when the youth organized a street procession.
However, tensions escalated when the procession reached the street in front of the Eastern Naval Command, leading to a disagreement between the youth and the naval ratings on duty. Amidst the confrontation, some individuals in the crowd damaged a vehicle belonging to the Navy, which further fueled the tension and culminated in a violent clash between the youth and the naval ratings. As a result of gunshot wounds sustained during the altercation, 2 lives were lost and the deceased have been transferred to the Tema General Hospital mortuary. Furthermore, 2 others who sustained injuries are currently receiving medical treatment at the same hospital.
And now in business this afternoon, Professor of Economics Stephen Ade has expressed concerns over the government work mentality, which he believes hinders productivity in Ghana, including the private sector. He attributes this mentality as one of the most detrimental remnants of colonialism in the country.
Professor Ade emphasized that this mentality has a significant impact on the private sector as people are not only unproductive but also engage in sabotage. He said, one of the worst legacies of colonialism in Ghana, in particular, is the Aban Ejuma mentality. Government work. He added that it is still there and people in the private sector sometimes feel helpless as not only is productivity low but individuals also sabotage efforts. He concluded that theft is rampant and it has become so normalized that even Ghanaians, not just foreigners like Indians and others, are involved, and that certain positions now even employ foreigners from the Philippines, making it difficult for Ghanaians.
Meanwhile, the presidency has explained the reason behind the dismissal of Dr. John Ofori Tenkran as the Director General of the Social Security and National Insurance Trust. In a statement on Saturday, April 13, the Director of Communications at the presidency, Eugene Ahin, clarified that Dr. Ofori Tenkran's dismissal was not due to misconduct.
On Monday, April 8th, President Akufo-Addo ended the tenure of Dr. Ofori Tenkran as the Director General of SNIT. He was directed to transfer his responsibilities to Kofi Bosompem Asafo-Maafo by Monday, April 15th. Despite rumors suggesting that his dismissal was due to misconduct, the presidency claims that Dr. Ofori Tenkran's departure is part of the ongoing restructuring initiated by President Akufo-Addo. The presidency further stated that President Akufo-Addo is pleased with Dr. Ofori Tenkran's performance as the institution experienced significant transformation under his leadership.
In politics, Godwin Edwoji Tamaklu, the Director of Legal Directorate for the National Democratic Congress, has expressed concerns about the government's alleged plan to rename the Ameri Power Plant as the Kumasi 1 Terminal Power Plant. The Volta River Authority, in a recent Facebook post, announced the commissioning of the Kumasi 1 Terminal Power Plant at Anyumaso in the Ofori Krom municipality of the Ashanti region on Wednesday, April 17.
Mr. Tamaklu views the move as a calculated attempt to deceive Ghanaians, especially those living in the Ashanti region, where the plant is situated. He also claimed that the attempt by the government to change Ameri Power Plant is to hoodwink voters in the region in the upcoming 2024 polls. He points out that the Ameri Power Plant, originally procured by former President John Dramani Mahama, were designed to mitigate the country's power crisis during his administration, with a capacity to generate 25 megawatts of electricity. According to him, Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, out of shame, have decided to repackage and rename the Ameri plant as Kumasi 1 Terminal Power Plant. He said that is what they are planning to go and commission. He concluded that the current government has failed to do anything meaningful in power generation.
Coming up in sports this afternoon, Hearts of Oak brought their 3-game losing streak to an end on Saturday evening as they defeated Karela United. The Ghana Premier League Matchday 26 game took place at the Accra Sports Stadium with Hamza Issa bagging a brace.
The Ghana Premier League Matchday 26 games took place at the Accra Sports Stadium with Hamza Issa bagging a brace. The away side opened the scoring after just 2 minutes with Humid Daffy putting Karela in the lead. But Issa had other ideas. The youngster scored his 10th goal of the campaign to level the score for the Phobians in the 28th minute. Both teams went into the break with the score at 1-1. Hearts boss made changes to his side in the 60th minute, which included Salim Adams. The midfielder went on to score the second goal 3 minutes later to put his side in the lead for the first time in the game. The Accra-based outfit wrapped up in the win in the 90th minute, with Issa scoring from the penalty box to make it 3-1. The result means Hearts now moved to 10 on the league table and above Asante Kotoko, who dropped to 11th. Karela, on the other hand, are just 2 points above the relegation zone.
And this is all we have for you on our midday news. I'm Khadija Kubra Keilani. Have a good afternoon.